Hello friends, I'm Mohan Raj.C. Today I'm going to deal on the topic constructor. So here is the given question. We are going to create a class with a name distance that contains two members, feet and inches. We are going to initialize two constructors which will help us to initialize two values to 0, and the other constructor helps us to initialize to a fixed value. So we are moving on to the program. We are using IOStream as the header file, namespace, std, and we are creating a class name distance. So inside that, under the private part of the class, we are declaring ft and in, and we are moving to public part of the class. So inside that, we are declaring a constructor, namely distance. A constructor should have the same name as the class name, so you can see it here, both are same. The first constructor with this is with no argument, so it initializes ft and in with a 0. So the first value is integer type and the second one is of float type. So we are moving to the next constructor which has float y as argument. So it initializes ft as 0 and it will initialize in as y. So when we move on to the next constructor, you can see it has int x as its argument. So the next this constructor will initialize ft as x and in as 0. So the fourth constructor has two arguments in it, one of integer data type and the second one is of float data type, which initializes ft with x and in with y. And the next is void display. It is the first function which we are going to use under the class. So it will just help us to display the message feet and inches, and it will display the value of ft and in. So if you move on to the next line, you can see distance operator plus distance d2. This is nothing but we are creating an object to have accessibility over the second the d2. So we are going to add ft plus d2 dot ft, which is nothing but we are adding the first object and the second object of the variable feet, which is ft. So on the next line you can see the same for we are adding for inches, which is in. If in is greater than 12, which means 12 inches makes up an feet, so it will add on to the next it will add 1 feet to the result. So it will return distance ft dot ft comma in, which is nothing but the constructor has been called over here, so it moves to this part of the constructor. So in the next this thing, you can see the class is getting over by this line number 46. So we are initializing a main function in the next line. We are creating an object d1 and d2 and also object d3, which is used to sum up d1 and d2 results. So we are initializing with 3 comma 2.0, which means ft is initialized with 3 and in is initialized with 2.0. In the next line you can see it is 67 comma 3.0. So in the upcoming lines you can see a display statement, which is nothing but total distance. So it will call on to the display function over here. Here d3 is equal to d1 is being performed, so it will add up ft of d1 and d2 and in of d1 and d2 respectively, and it will display the result which is been seen here. So we will move on to the output. So we are going to build and run. You can see the results. So we are adding up the feet, which is nothing but 67 and 3, which makes up 70 feet, and 3.0 plus 2.0, which makes up the inches 5. So you can see the result over here. So feet is 70 and inches is 5. Thank you.